This is the Louie Tee Network.
Who else could it be but me, your man, Louie T? Welcome to Lockdown Coverage. Week number 12 in the National Football League Thanksgiving edition here on Lockdown Coverage. The third of the 3 games on Turkey Day for us to consume. And it was pretty much what we expected. I'm really upset with the Pittsburgh Steelers for making me sit through the entire thing. I was looking forward to jumping up here during the third quarter, maybe early fourth, and saying, okay, this game's over. You can go on with the rest of your day, night, whatever. But the Steelers simply failed to put them away until late in this game. And you never thought that the Colts were really going to have a shot. We'll jump into this quickly and break this game down and move on. I told you that there wasn't much to expect from this game once Andrew Luck went down and we heard about the concussion and that he wasn't going to be able to play. You pretty much could pencil in the Steelers as the winner in this game. And hell, if you were comfortable enough, go ahead and pull out a pen and write down Steelers. If you were really feeling frisky, go ahead and pull out a permanent marker. This game was in the bag. But before we break down this game, remember, if you haven't already done so, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to the Louie Tee Network for more great content in 2016 and beyond. Remember, we're changing the game over here. Really want you to help me do that by hitting that red subscribe button. Look, it's really simple, man. We try to become the biggest entity here on YouTube doing this football thing. And in order to do that, you guys got to help me out by subscribing. Simple. Watch. Participate. Don't sit on the sidelines. Get in the game. Hit that subscription button. Also, I'm on Twitter. @InTheLabRoom is the Twitter handle. Again, if you want to stay abreast of what's going on here on the Louie Tee Network, the most effective and efficient way to do that is through Twitter. The second I go live, the second I upload a video, guess what happens? If you turn on notifications and you are a follower, you get a tweet that comes straight to your in your account, and just like that, boom, you know exactly what's going on. Oh, he's going live. Let me jump up there. Twitter is where it's at. So make sure you follow me @InTheLabRoom on Twitter. And also I'm on Facebook. In the Lab Room is the Facebook page. Go ahead, give me a thumbs up there. Again, I'm going to try to do some exclusive content and some different things with Facebook a little bit later down the line. And go ahead, get in front of that curve and go ahead and give me that thumbs up. So with that being said, like the Facebook page in the Lab Room. Follow me on Twitter @InTheLabRoom. And of course, and furthermore, make sure you subscribe to the Louie Tee Network on YouTube. That being said, let's jump into this breakdown. There's not really much to really sink your teeth into here. Both teams came into this game at 5-5. This was an exciting matchup at the final slot on Thanksgiving Day. And once Andrew Luck went down, or we heard the news that he had a concussion and he was in the protocol, you kind of thought that he was doomed to be able to play in this game. Thursday, quick turnaround from Sunday. The likelihood of him, going through the protocol, which is already a lengthy process in itself, highly unlikely. And of course, he ended up not playing in this game. So what that led the Colts to have to do was start Scott Tolzien. Not going to win many games in this league starting Scott Tolzien. And against a prolific Steelers offense that can score points, probably not going to happen. And the first play of the game, to me, was a microcosm of what was to come. They go after Tolzien on the very first snap, knocked the football out of his hands. He luckily was able to fall on it. But, it was the side of things to come, turnovers, missed opportunities. Really, you look at it from the Steelers' standpoint, you're upset. Why didn't you blow these guys out? You had these guys, and if not for a fake punt early in the game by Pat Mack and Swope, the tight end there, this game could get out of control. But even then, you still had opportunities to run away with this game, and you simply let the Colts hang in there until late. Like, the game was still in the balance. Even though you never felt threatened. If you're a Steelers fan, why you never felt like we're going to lose this game or it's going to be close. You let the Colts down inside the 5 a couple of times, and come on, just beat these guys. Make it a quick night for some of us. And you just refused to do that. But in this game, it was the Le'Veon Bell show. It was the Antonio Brown. It's the killer bees, man. Ben, Brown, Bell. It's what you've come to expect. Sprinkle a little Eli Rogers in there with a big catch and run early in the game. But for the most part, it was the killer bees that got the job done. Bell did his thing early and often. Ben chipped in with a little bit of action to Brown. Brown made a touchdown grab early, and he was making his presence felt in this game. And look, I mean, it's what you've come to expect from the Steelers, except I would have loved to have seen them put up 35, 38 tonight, win this thing 38-10, and let me go on about my business. Instead, they just refuse to run away, and then, they get a touchdown late to make it 28-7, but this game was too close. Like I said, Colts got down to the 2-yard line twice. If Tozine doesn't slip on a juke in the first half, he's probably going to get into the end zone and not take a shot at the 1-yard line. I just put these boys away. That's the biggest takeaway. But Steelers get the win 28-7, and they go to 6-5 on the season. And they're going to win that division, and I've stuck by that my entire time this season, even when they struggled losing a few games in there when Ben went down. Never wavered. This is the best team in this division. And it's not a good division. I've said this over and over again. But the Steelers are going to win it when it's all said and done. That's my belief. And now they're atop this division, but I expect Baltimore to join them after they get Cincinnati on Sunday. A banged up, injured, wounded Duck. They're gonna take care of business, and this division will be knotted up again at 6-5 with Baltimore having the tiebreaker. But until then, the Steelers are now in the lead position in the AFC North division. Meanwhile, let's go to the Colts quickly. Look, they didn't stand a chance. Once Andrew Luck was out, this game was basically declared over. I thought they competed. I thought they battled. Scott Tolzien wasn't terrible. He wasn't great, but he wasn't terrible in this game. I thought he gave them a chance. It was funny. I was watching the game with my dad, and he said, look, man, Scott Tolzien's going to get one of these receivers banged up. He's going to get somebody lit up tonight. And wouldn't you know it, T.Y. Hilton takes a massive shot right before the half, and he didn't return to the game. And you saw it coming, You just know when you see a guy that's going to put a receiver in harm's way. But the other guys needed to step up and make plays, and I just didn't feel like other guys made plays. Dorsett had a chance to catch a touchdown in the end zone. He drops it on the 4th down. You got Moncrief down there on a nice pump fake and throws it down the sidelines, and safety's coming over, and Moncrief knows it, and he's looking to try to make a play before the safety gets there. But you got to catch the football, bruh. You can't drop it. And these are the types of plays that you got to make when you've got a guy in there that isn't supposed to be there, but he needs all the help he can get. Guys got to step up around him, and I didn't think they did that tonight. Tolzien, like I said, he wasn't great, but he wasn't as bad as I thought he was going to be. I thought he was going to be a train wreck. I mean, that first play of the game, I'm not a Colts fan. I'm not a Steelers fan, but that first play scared me half to death. I'm like, oh, my God. They're going to blitz the draws off this dude. First snap. They're coming after him, and he fumbles. But he was, like I said, he was not a train wreck. He gave them a shot. Guys, I just thought didn't step up and help this guy make any plays. And when you've got your starting quarterback, your franchise guy out, all hands need to be on deck. And I just didn't think that was the case. You didn't get anything from the run game, which you hardly ever do in Indy. The defense, they weren't great in this game, but they weren't terrible. Again, they just weren't good enough to win. You give up the points early. Special teams, I thought they contributed in a major way with the fake punt. And then they even got a nice return from Chester Rogers later in the game. And then you get a penalty, lined up over the center. So you got to do it over again. And it's those types of things that happen that cause you to lose ball games. Talk about the little things all the time. And with this Colts team, the attention to detail seems to never be there. So it's not a surprise that they lose this football game. And again, they're not going to win the division. They're not going to the playoffs this year. This is an Indianapolis Colts team that they're just missing a ton of things. And you look at their organization, and you know how I feel about their organization. You know how I feel about their GM and their whole situation. It's It's not a team, and look, I don't want to go into a whole rant about the Indianapolis Colts because you didn't have your starting quarterback tonight. And that's basically where you draw the line in the sand tonight. Is you say, okay, look, they didn't have Andrew Luck, so they didn't stand a chance. I don't know if they were going to win the game anyway, but you take Andrew Luck out of the equation and all of a sudden their chances go from 50% down to like 5%. You just didn't expect them to really have a shot in this game. And to be honest with you, they competed. And if guys make some plays, maybe they get in. Scott Tolzien, like I said, wasn't horrible. He wasn't great either. So, bottom line, they didn't make enough plays in this game. You get down inside the 5 twice, and you go for it on 4th down twice inside the 5, and you come up empty both times, you're going to lose the football game most likely. You can't waste opportunities to score in this league, especially when Scott Tolzien is your quarterback. Can't happen. So, the Colts go down 28-7, drop to 5-6. They worked so hard to get back to 500. And just like that, because Andrew Luck is injured, you miss an opportunity to get above 500. And now you're back down to 5-6, right there with the Tennessee Titans, who are still lurking. But again, when it's all said and done, the Houston Texans are going to be the victors in this division by default. Indianapolis Colts squander an opportunity to get over 500. And again, they were pretty helpless in this situation. No Andrew Luck. For the Pittsburgh Steelers, it wasn't pretty. It didn't need to be pretty. It just needed to be a W. And with no Andrew Luck, that was made a lot easier as they go out and get the win 28-7. Like I said, you would have loved to have seen the Steelers put their foot on the throats of the Colts in this game and just make this a runaway, easy victory. Instead, they struggled for 4 quarters. But again, the most important thing is they came away with the victory. This team feels like they're missing something. I'm talking about the Steelers. I just can't really put my finger on it as to what exactly it is, but they're missing something. Maybe it's the killer instinct I'm used to the Steelers having. I don't know. Maybe it's defensively they're not as good. They got a lot of young players. We know that. I can't really put my finger on it, but this team's missing something. In a spot like this, I just expected them to come out and seek and destroy. And it looked like that's what they were going to do early, and they didn't. So, in any event, it's going to do it for me here on this breakdown. Steelers at Colts. Steelers get their 6th win of the season, go to 6-5, and assume the lead in the AFC North, even if only for a few days. Meanwhile, the Indianapolis Colts drop this one, drop to 5-6. And again, no Andrew Luck, no chance. They're not going to make the playoffs this season, but you just hate to throw away games like this because your starting quarterback can't go on a Thursday. So if it happens in the National Football League, whether big or small, we cover it all here on lockdown coverage here on the Louie Tee Network. Come back and join me on Sunday as we get back into the swing of things. Lockdown coverage, breaking down each and every single game in the National Football League. We get back to the regularly scheduled programming. Louie T live on Wednesday, the Redskins Report live on Tuesdays. All that stuff back in the full swing of things as we resume the end of the season now. We make that postseason push here on the Louie Tee Network. So enjoy the rest of your Thanksgiving, what's left of it, and have some fun tomorrow. Black Friday shopping for those of you getting out there and making some things happen. And then we'll reconvene, big college football Saturday. Then we'll reconvene here on Sunday and start things rolling on the end of this regular season in the National Football League. You know what time it is. You know who I am. Have a good one. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'll see you on Sunday. Have a good one.